You know, I have here on this desk a kind of an abridged history of the iBook. This is my personal iBook. See all the little stickers here? This is the very first iBook, and
that's actually yours.
Yes, it is.
The one that Jim made fun of and called a purse, or was that Dvorak who called it a purse?
Toilet seat, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's thankfully, I mean, my wife still likes it, but thankfully it has evolved into something a little more sleek and minimal. Now this is last year's iBook. It's a 12.1-inch screen, and what I have to show you today is the new iBook, and this is the top of the line 14.1-inch screen.
That's a large screen.
This is huge, isn't it? Let me just put this next to the old one, just to show you. And they're still selling the 12.1 version in 3 different configurations. But as you can see, the display is beautiful, but it does add a lot of size. It adds about 1 pound in weight, and it does add a little bit. You know, you're not carrying this portable anymore. It's kind of a
okay. So what else do you get in that pound besides a little more screen?
But you do get a lot. This is really the fastest iBook ever. It's 600 megahertz G3 processor. You get 256 megabytes of RAM, 20 gigabyte hard drive. You even with this model, you get a CD-RW DVD combo drive over here. That's convenient for a lot of people.
Sure.
And it's very minimal. It didn't really change in terms of design. If you look here, you have
just
2 USB, 1 FireWire, Ethernet, and modem, etc. That's pretty much it. It's just kind of a large, bigger brother.
I know I'm going to mess Rob up here. Rob,
no, it's okay. But anyway,
it is kind of heavy, isn't it?
It's heavier than it looks. So
yeah.
So you know,
because my laptop isn't that bad, but when I carry it around in my bag, even without the base, and I have a ThinkPad. Let me tell you, after a little while, walking around a trade show floor, my back is not happy.
We went through some tests, you know, some of our Mac tests. We ran through some real-world applications like iTunes, iMovie, Photoshop, and you know, it was a decent performer. For example, for the Photoshop test, we had 6 scripted tests of a 105 megabyte TIFF image, a huge graphics file, and we did like time tests on 6 different filters. And it had an average time of 95.8 seconds using 45 megabytes of allocated memory. If you go higher, it'll go faster. Compare that to the old, the dual processor G4. You know, it's much more powerful computer. But just to show the example, it did it in 46.4 seconds. So it's about half the time.
But considering, though, I mean, the dual processor G4 is for a completely different consumer than this is.
Absolutely. This is designed for sort of the consumer who doesn't need all the graphics power, all the 3D power. Inside is an ATI Rage 128 graphics adapter. It's kind of an aged adapter, and it's not really good for games, for instance. We tried to play Quake.
So maybe more for a business person.
Yeah, more for the business person, more for a student.
Okay.
You know, like I said before,
shouldn't be playing games anyway. Just kidding.
Like I said before, this is a decent performer, not great 3D graphics, but overall, this is $1,800, okay? And it sort of sits in that middle range. For $2,400 or $2,300, you can get a G4 Titanium, and for $1,500, you get pretty much the same specs except the 12.1-inch screen. And I personally like the 12.1-inch screen better. It's not as beautiful and big, but it's a lot more compact. You get a lot, you know, you pretty much get everything you get in this one, So I think the 15-inch or the 12.1-inch version is more the value here. We still like this a lot, but let's go over some pros and cons.
Shall we?
Okay. First of all, the large display is definitely a pro. You got good battery life. You increase the battery life to what they say is about 6 hours. We say more like 5 hours, which is still very good for a laptop. This
better than mine.
Exactly. And you get pretty good performance too. On the con side, it is heavy. 6 pounds. It's a heavy 6 pounds. Poor 3D graphics. A lot of people probably won't need to use that, but I figure with a large screen, you wouldn't mind having a better graphics adapter.
It's one of the benefits to having a large screen.
And I think it's a little expensive. You know, the 12.1-inch version is $1,500 with all the same specs, a little less RAM, but other than that, you're paying $300 for the display. And a lot of people at that price point are thinking, maybe I should, you know, spend the extra few $100 for a G4.
Right.
So that puts you in a little conundrum as a Mac user. But overall, we like the design. It's $1,800. It's available now. And there are 3 other configurations at the 12.1-inch size. So and they start at $1,200.
And do you have more information on those different configurations up on the website?
Yes, we have that information. We have all the testing figures, everything you'd ever want to know on the website. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
James Kim, TechTV Labs. We will check out your reviews at techlive.com. Thank you very much.